On a Friday night in Sydney's western suburbs, a group of teenagers gather at a community hall. It's a weekly ritual for these boys who are trying to stay off the streets and out of trouble by volunteering to cook for the homeless.
Some are disconnected from communities, some are not doing so well in school, some aren't going to school at all. Having them just that one day, bringing them together, giving them a safe place to be.
Their mentor is Ned Narouz, a youth worker who was once involved in street gangs himself.
And why do we come here?
To help the homeless and to help ourselves, basically. I guess when you think about it, it's all the boys' safe place.
He leads a not-for-profit called Rap for Change, which helps teenagers at risk make better choices for themselves.
A lot of them had prior gang issues before. Some are on the verge of still trying to find themselves and get out of all that area code stuff. And they're doing well, it's just baby steps, you know.
Tonight's gathering takes place in the suburb of Blacktown, which is considered neutral territory in what's been dubbed Sydney's postcode wars. The feud between rival areas has allegedly claimed 6 young lives over the past 4 years. The most recent was the stabbing of a 17-year-old at this year's Easter show. Some of these teens are affected by the ongoing conflict. This boy, who can't be named for legal reasons, tells us he's only recently made the decision to leave a gang.
It's very difficult, you know, because I'm a very influenced person. Like, I get influenced very easily. I guess it's pretty hard to get out of it, you know. Once you're in it forever, you know.
Even now, the teen says he feels unsafe going to certain suburbs after he was recently confronted by rivals at a shopping centre.
I could have stayed, I could have had a fight, but the best option for me was just to walk away because there was about 20 of them, and then they followed me at the whole shopping centre.
The New South Wales Police Commissioner recently told a parliamentary hearing that the age of teenagers joining gangs appears to be getting younger. Social media is being closely monitored, with some kids seeking gang notoriety by posting videos of assaults online.
We work closely with the E-Safety Commissioner, looking at how we can remove content as well, especially when young people are assaulting other young people. That can be a driver then to fuel more violence in the community.
But there's a bigger reason why the top levels of New South Wales Police are taking an active interest in this turf war. Street gangs are playing a critical role in Sydney's underworld war that's seen more than a dozen people killed in the past 2 years, many of them in drive-by shootings.
You know, traditionally, we used to see organised crime groups who would do everything from street-level drug supply or assaults all the way through to the money laundering and living off the wealth. Today, the middle and lower levels of crime are done and outsourced to other individuals. And unfortunately, what we're starting to see is that some of these kids in some of the street gangs are being used as the foot soldiers to acquire elements that the organised crime people need to commit, you know, very serious acts of violence.
Police say young gang members are committing break-and-enters to steal high-performance cars that are often used in drive-by shootings allegedly orchestrated by major crime networks.
The homicides that have occurred in Sydney in the last 2 years in particular, you know, we see that those go through, you know, various stolen vehicles which are used as getaway vehicles, often multiple ones at a time, before they're, you know, torched in the street. Those cars all essentially have emanated from, you know, young kids who are doing the break-enters. Once they do the break-enter and steal the car, they'll post themselves on Snapchat in front of those vehicles. They'll use them for a while, then they'll sell those cars to the organised crime elements that are required.
The New South Wales Police Youth Command is working with teenagers at risk of being recruited.
One of the methods that we use is we work closely with strike forces and different parts of the police specialist operations like Raptor, and we look at the intelligence. And what we do is then we triage the young people that are involved, and we look at those siblings that might be on the cusp of being involved, and we will actually go in and intervene. So part of that prevention strategy is to go in to talk to those young people and provide them opportunities not to get involved in those gangs. We find that young people that don't have access to food or clothing or education or sporting activities, they might just need that mentor and maybe someone else to help them get that connectivity.
Police are also trying to engage with teenagers convicted of crimes. Inside Cobham Youth Justice Centre, a specialised squad called Raptor regularly meets with young offenders, today for a game of football. Within the centre, staff keep a close eye out for any potential conflict between teens from different postcodes. Manager Jane Marchant says an intelligence unit monitors the boys for signs of gang allegiance.
When young people come in, their postcode is something that we would also look at to gather that information. And sometimes young people also have tattoos, their postcode on their bodies as well. So that's another element that we can look at to keep people safe.
How much does it factor into what you're doing?
Oh, look, it's fairly strong to begin with. You know, that young people can connect with the postcode and inner west, outer west, etc., greater west. And so we need to have a look at who they're mixing with and keeping them safe.
The centre is sometimes forced to separate members of rival postcode gangs into different blocks.
We would like to get everyone to a stage where they can put down their postcode and mix, and we have had a lot of success in the last couple of years in being able to bring rival gang members together during programs, having them break bread together. It's very important.
Okay, so boys, most of you already know. For the new ones that don't know,
Some of those programs are run by Ned Narouz and his team at Rap for Change.
My goal is to have a better life than my parents and raise my son in a good way that I should have been raised.
Today, he's hosting a group leadership session.
by you breaking that cycle, that's going to mean a lot for you, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to mean a lot for your kid, I hear, for your child, and your partner.
Yeah.
How bad do you want it? Are you prepared right now and commit to making that change, to break that cycle? We'll help you through that, brother. Well done. Thank you so much for sharing. I open up with them. I trust them with my information. So I guess they can relate to that. All right, boys, let's huddle up.
Ned says most of his work inside Cobham involves helping teens caught up with gangs.
We always have our heads down. Let's keep our heads up.
If they promise to sever ties, Ned commits to supporting them on the outside.
I am strong. I am strong. I am powerful. I am powerful. I overcome. I overcome. I am a leader. We'll give them the tools, but also pick up the phone for them, talk on their behalf, get the foot in the door, get them the job. And then from there, they've got the knowledge, they've got the confidence to be able to ask for the next job. So we really walk that journey with them all the way, and we grow with them and see them succeed. I am a leader! I am a leader! Yeah! Well, boys, thank you so much.